watch Nigeria TV News Briefs. Here are the highlights for today. I'm Gloria Irabon. CBN to commence implementation of cashless policy in 30 states by July 1. Nigeria orders deny EU of free trial deal. CBN acting governor seeks expansion of African Central Bank's mandate. NACOM sets to reform Nigeria's insurance policy. NLC moves to stop sale of refineries, NTA and others. Africa loses 10 trillion naira annually to illicit financial flows.
9 Blessing. CBN to commence implementation of cashless policy in 30 states by July 1. The cashless policy introduced by the Central Bank of Nigeria, which was successfully launched in Lagos in 2012, had yielded appreciable progress. According to the branch controller of the CBN Kaduna branch, Alhaji Muhammad Gusau, the implementation in the remaining states of the Federation would commence on 1st July 2014. Alhaji Gusau, who stated this in an address delivered at the 2013 Annual Award Dinner Night of the Kaduna Bankers Committee, which held at the Kaduna Polo Club House, also informed that CBN, in collaboration with the Bankers Committee, had implemented the policy in 5 selected states, namely Abia, Anambra, Kano, Ogun, Rivers State, and Federal Capital Territory in June 2013.
Nigeria orders deny EU of free trial. In a meeting that lasted for hours yesterday, the West African leaders failed to agree to open their economies to free trade with the European Union as Nigeria forcefully voiced concerns, making the decade-long talks end in deadlock. According to reports, Nigeria again threw a club in the wheel and prevented its smallest West African neighbors from accepting EU's terms of their agreement. However, an agreement in October to gradually implement a long-delayed West African Customs Union put a possible deal back on track as ECOWAS agreed to bring their rules into line with countries like Ghana, Ivory Coast, which have EU free trade deals.
CBN acting governor seeks expansion of African Central Bank's mandate. The acting governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Dr. Sarah Alade, on Sunday, said the expansion of the mandate of African Central Banks was necessary to support developmental projects. Alade made the remark at the 7th Joint Annual Meetings of the Economic Community of African Conference of African Ministers of Finance, which ended yesterday in Abuja. Alade, who features economists and traffic capacity in institutions for industrial development, the role of the public and private sectors, said there is need to closely examine the mandates of African central banks because it is narrow to price stability. According to her, the expansion of central banks' mandate to play supportive roles to fiscal authority will help in driving industrialization on the continent.
NICOM sets to reform Nigeria's insurance policy. The National Insurance Commission, NICOM, during a recent workshop in Abuja, announced its plan to ensure that Nigerians benefit from all insurance policies mandated by law. According to NICOM Head of Strategy, Babajide Olumide, who disclosed this at the Micro Insurance Learning and Knowledge Workshop, though insurance infiltration in Nigeria is low, but compulsory insurance policies will change the people's perception. He noted that taking additional insurance policies can only be granted if people learn to trust the insurance system.
NLC moves to stop sale of refineries, NTA, and others, following a tip-off that the Bureau of Public Enterprises has commenced plans to privatize the nation's refineries and commercialize the Nigerian Television Authority, News Agency of Nigeria, and the Nigeria Films Corporation. The Nigerian Labour Congress has described the move as callous and unwarranted. Other entities listed to be affected by the NLC include the Sky Park Catering and Hotel Services, the Commodities and Exchange Commission, as well as the Bank of Agriculture and the Bank of Industries slated for partial privatization, and the national parks proposed for commercialization. According to the NLC, the alleged haste with which the government seemed determined to set up public property to members of the ruling class and their cronies under the guise of making them more efficient is alarming. The union, in a statement issued by its president, Abdul Wahid Omar, emphasized the need for caution, adding that the property belongs to Nigerian people as a collective work.
Africa loses 10 trillion naira annually to illicit financial flows. African countries lose about 10 trillion naira yearly through illicit financial flows from the continent, former South African President Mr. Thabo Mbeki has said. Mbeki made the revelation yesterday while presenting progress reports of the high-level panel of illicit financial flows at the concluding sessions of the 7th AU-ECA Conference of Ministers of Economy and Finance in Abuja. According to him, the huge sums did not include capital flights, saying that it came from proceeds of commercial transactions through multinational companies, criminal activities, and corruption. Mbeki lamented that the monies that would have been used to provide infrastructure and social amenities for the poor African population were transferred to other countries and left the continent in poverty.
And that will be all for today.